Well, I'm on the farm today and thought I'd do a hay update for September 2025 and also just briefly chat about my retirement. I've been retired now for 1 full year and I'll have a few things to say about that. So this is our east field and I've cut and baled this. The first time I cut it was in July, and in late August I cut it again, and I had clipped this field 4 times with my 12-foot batwing bush hog, and it has really turned off some super nice hay, and the what I did here is I cut this half first and this half second, and it just made it a lot easier on an army of one here to split this field into 2 parts, completely do this half and then completely did this half, and it just makes it real manageable. So what I'm saying with that, in dividing these fields up, we're here late in the year, and there's not a lot of daylight. That it's getting dark earlier and earlier, and with that, the dew comes in earlier and earlier. So if you're going to rake hay and bale it on the same day, or even rake or rake and bale on the same day, if there's only one guy that can sit on the tractor, those hours add up, and pretty soon you're baling into the dew in the evening. So what I've done here is just split this field in half, and some of my other fields are smaller in nature, where they lend themselves well to being cut in manageable chunks, such that I don't run out of warm weather and daylight as the day progresses. So that's why I did this, and I may do that going forward if I don't have help trying to put the hay up. So as I mentioned, I retired a year ago at the end of last month, August 30 actually, and I've been out for 1 full year, and I have to say it's been wonderful, and I can understand why people don't want to work and lay out of a job, but in my case, I think I've been on the payroll since I was 12 or 13, and it was time to turn the page. So the biggest benefit as far as this farm goes is being able to be here in the middle of the day during the week when I'd otherwise be working. And but on the other hand, I'm not a full-time farmer, and I don't want to be. I've had the full-time job for majority of my life, and part of retirement is cooling your heels and taking it easy. And so while I am busy on the farm, my goal is not to be full-time farmer, but nonetheless be much busier with it than I was when I worked. So I consider myself a part-time farmer and part-time retired guy. So when I cut this field back here, just because I wanted to, I drug out my old Heston 1110 sickle mower conditioner, and I just thought I'd like to run it a little bit, and once I got the wasp nests out of it where I could grease it, it worked flawlessly. And this mower conditioner, it's got a steel roller on the bottom and a rubber roller don't know if you can see it there or not, but the rubber roller on the top. And I've cut a lot of hay with this Heston over the years before I bought my Krone, and I've kept it. Really doesn't cost me anything to hang on to it, but that mower conditioner has paid for itself over and over. So as far as videos go, cutting this field and this field, I've got videos on it. I just thought I would interrupt the chain of events as far as putting up videos with this hay update. And then I've got some other videos in the queue yet. So I'm trying to push videos out a little more frequently to kind of stay close to being current. But there's a lot of material on this farm. And this channel is it's not about showcasing, you know, brand new tractors and oh my goodness, you know, the engine blew up on the tractor, or I ran my baler into the creek. It's really a video blog just showing what we do up here on a day-to-day basis. And even though it's not day-to-day, but there's usually something going on here I can make a video on every few days if I choose to do it. And so the videos are going up a little more frequent than what I have done in the recent past. So I put out a series of videos on the teff grass disaster in this field, and but amazingly enough, the stuff has grown back. Not all of it, but there's enough in here to get a respectable cutting of a second cutting, and I'm kind of letting it grow in as long as possible. And I didn't spray it. I thought I was going to, but I didn't think it would come back. But it just we had rain and heat and humidity, and it really has come back, mostly on this section of this field right here around my barn. And so my intent is to take a cut at least out in this section, and that kind of gets back to, you know, breaking up fields into manageable chunks. And so this is a really nice little stretch in here to make hay on. And so I'll try to make some teff grass out of it, and if it turns into mush, instead of fighting it with the square baler, I'll just use my round baler on it. Speaking of round baling, right here's my John Deere 335 round baler on the back of the 886. I've had a video up on that, and I've got a few more that are coming that deal with this combination. But I'm thinking about another round baler, and maybe replacing this 335. This thing needs some work in order to, I don't know, you can run an old round baler and you can have breakdowns, and that's all fine. But when you're selling hay, as opposed to feeding it to your own animals, the expectations are a little different, because you can't have a baler fail and then let your hay just set out for 3 or 4 days or a couple of weeks while you're waiting on a part or a repair. When you're selling hay, it's got to be put up timely, and it's got to be a really nice looking bale. And so I'll have another video on potential replacements or keeping the baler, or what I'm thinking about doing with it. But I'm considering a baler used up to a brand new baler, round baler, 4x5 probably, and I would prefer it that it has net wrap and twine, and I know a lot of people, they only run net wrap, but if for whatever reason the net wrap goes down, in as much as we're selling the hay, I need a backup, and that would be twine. So this is a fine baler. It needs some work, and in order to, I shouldn't say it needs work because it's broken, but it's not. But I would like to do a few things to it that would that's kind of pricey in terms of how much I got in the baler and how much I would sink into it to make it a better baler. But even then, I'm stuck with a baler. It's probably, I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking this thing is around 1992, 96 model. I don't really know the year of make on it, but I think that's what it is. But when it rolls the bale, it makes a good tight bale, but the string tie is slow, and I think net would move things along. The Massey Ferguson 1105, I've got some things ordered for it. I've got a fuel pump. I need a few bits here and there to get the fuel system repaired, and I've drained the tank, and there's a few things I want to do to make it totally right before I put it back into service. But I am anxious, as we continue to cut hay in the fall, to put this on the Krone mower conditioner and get some hay done here before the snow starts flying. So this year I've been selling hay off my wagons, and instead of stacking it in the barn, I've just been making enough to fill a wagon, sell it, fill another one, or maybe a couple of wagons, and that's actually worked out really well. And what I'm telling my customers is, in my senior citizenship days now, I don't want to be wrestling with stacking hay and then picking it up and setting it back off the stack onto somebody's truck. And basically what where I'm leaning towards with the hay is in the square bales, and I'll get into it with another video in some length, but filling up my wagons and round baling the rest, or clipping the field. But what's nice is the customer comes in and they back right up their truck or their trailer right up to the face of the wagon, and then I just throw the bales down onto their trailer. So I'm not lifting the bale up, I'm not stacking it, I'm not getting it off the stack, I'm not dealing with bottom bales. We've lost a lot of money in potential revenue off bales, even when we put them on pallets, even when we put them on tarps. We don't really have this. The biggest hazard of having them on the wagons is sometimes it seems like they'll soak up some moisture from the air. Sometimes it's like a fog will descend on this farm and come into the barn, and it just seems like I'll get a little surface dust, and which is not good. The other thing is I'm not going to have wagons of specific hay types. If there's a wagon that's got room on it, I'm going to throw bales into it. So this wagon down here, I had probably, I don't know, a third of the wagon had not sold, and so I just baled right back onto that wagon with the same hay out of the same field. And then I still needed a little more space when I got towards the end of baling. So this is the teff grass that came off the field right on the other side of this barn that I had a video where it got rained on. But I just put these bales right in on top of it, and when I start square baling again, it'll go you know, the hay will go right on top of that. And even if I sell mixed grass hay for mixed grass prices, it still makes a better for better revenue than round bales, at least around here. So selling off the wagons has actually been pretty nice here this summer. So before I forget, one other thing about the round baler, and that I'm pondering, and in some ways makes a lot of sense. And so my 335 round baler is string tie, and it takes a long time because it's a single string. It doesn't have dual twine arms, and so it's hard on the tractor pushing in the clutch, the throw out bearing, taking it out of gear, putting it back into gear. And you know, when we get into really heavy hay where we're punching out a round bale, you know, really quickly, and then we're constantly in and out of gear, clutch in, clutch out, and so on and so forth. So one thing I'm pondering is perhaps an Alice Chandler's, maybe a 175 Alice Chandler's, maybe a 185, something like that. And those things have a hand clutch, and the 175 I particularly like, but from the horsepower standpoint and the overall size. And those hand clutches on the Alice Chandler's, you know, there's a foot clutch where you put it in gear and you let out, and the PTO and the hydraulics are work. I guess that's the way it is. But with the hand clutch, that thing, the origin of the hand clutch had to do with the Alice Chandler had a roto baler. It made a little small round bale, and I gather you had to stop every time you spit out a little round bale. So it was a lot of start and stops. So they came up with this hand clutch, and you're going along, and you foot off the clutch in the floorboard. You're going along, and you pull this hand clutch from high to neutral, and then there's low range. I'm not sure the sequence of that. Maybe Farmer Pete, if you're out there watching, maybe you could do a video on how the hand clutch operates on a Alice Chandler. And I left a comment on one of his older videos about the hand clutch on one of his Alice Chandlers, and his International had gone down, and he finished baling with an Alice Chandler's. And I asked him if he was using a hand clutch, and he said yeah. And so the idea is this hand clutch is bathed in oil. It's extremely robust, and you can start and stop a bazillion times, and it takes the throw-out bearing and the foot clutch out of the whole equation as you're round baling. And so what happens is your bale's ready to be wrapped or tied, and so you pull the hand clutch to neutral, and you can sit there for 10 minutes putting twine on it, I guess, if you wanted to. And then when you're ready to go, you put the hand clutch forward, and you keep going. And if you have to back up, now you got to use the foot clutch. But if I get another baler, certainly bale ramps would be on it, or I would buy a set of bale ramps for the baler I got. And so from that standpoint, it makes an older, slower string tie baler a little more attractive, or even a newer baler. But I'm considering all options here, I guess is what I'm saying. But the Alice Chandler and their hand clutch or power director, whatever they call it, it has a lot of appeal. So what I have left as far as haying goes is this west field up there on that plateau and out into here. And this is the field that I clipped several times, and then I just let it grow. And I had other fish to fry. I wasn't able to come in here and make hay on it like I wanted to. Like I said earlier, I am a part-time farmer, and so I do what I can, but the undergrowth in here is just tremendous. I mean, there's some of this stuff right here, this purple top, but some people call it grease grass. But underneath here, there's a thick blanket of timothy, orchard grass, and fescue. And we're going to go down here in just a second to my bottom field, and it is tremendous. I mean, it makes this, puts this to shame. And I had fertilized all of this, and I just didn't take a first cut or a second cut. I clipped it, and I got rid of a lot of undesirable stuff, but I did not follow up like I did on my east field, cutting it. And that'll be it'll be a different story next year, and I'll talk about that before I get done with this video. So this is the bottom field that I got, and you can see, I mean, the grass, the undergrowth is almost up to my knees, and in some places it is, and it's just thick as hair on a dog's back. You know, this is not horse quality hay, it's cow quality, goat hay, that kind of thing, and it'll be marked down and, you know, priced accordingly, but nonetheless generates some revenue. And I'll show you another spot in this field. But in the past, if I looked down through there, you'd see trees out in the middle, and of course I had videos over the winter where we had the trees taken out. We cut them down and had the stumps taken out, and just a really, really nice field, and long, it's going to be long windrows from one end to the other as far as baling hay, just like this west field up here. And so this is a field I'll do on its own. That west field is a field I'll do on its own. And then we've still got some hay on the hill. I may take another cut up there. We'll see. Being a retired guy, and like I said, part-time on this farm, and with the acreage around my barn, white barn out there with the green roof, I'm trying to decide, you know, how much hay I really want to tackle here in my retirement. And I want to stay busy, and we're going to expand our acreage of maintained fields with the 12-foot batwing, but I'm not sure I want to make hay on every inch of this ground anymore, especially if it's just me at the helm. And my kids, they're grown, and they've got lives of their own. But what I do want to do is stay very, very busy on this farm, physically active, and you know, that's a good thing. And if I can hone this farming operation, it's going to take 3 years. 1 year's passed, but I feel like it's going to take 2 more years getting hay wagons built and getting the round baler situation squared away. I'll have more to say about, you know, what I intend to do in 2026 and leading up to hay and other videos. But it's pretty exciting, actually, trying to figure all this stuff out and you know, plugging into it. On any other day, you know, a little over a year ago, I'd be on my day job. But I'm out here making a YouTube video and sizing up my fields as to which one I'm going to take hay off of next. And this is really, really nice, you know, as far as retirement goes. So let me move on down towards the other end of that field, and we'll take a look-see there. So I'm kind of down here on the other end of this low ground, and again, you can see how thick the mat of grass is underneath. And you know, one of the things I'll be doing in 26 is my herbicide program should be dramatically different than what it has been. And over the next few years, you know, lime and fertilizer, we just want to dial things in much better, and including bringing this purple top under control, and the foxtail, and we got a little bit of Carolina horse nettle in here, but want really good clean hay for sale. And when somebody buys one of my bales, they're, you know, when it's clean, they're going to pay a good market price for it. But when they open it up, I want them to say, this is some really nice hay. And then, you know, they know when they come back what they're going to get, and for the price they're paying. And obviously this stuff will be marked down, so when they see that price on the hay, you know, they know what they're getting as well. And you know, I said it's really exciting working on this farm in the day when I would otherwise be working just a tick over a year ago. But the other thing that's really enjoyable to me is figuring out how to make these fields work for the farming that I want to do, and from the type of grass I want to plant, to whether it's going to be a round bale or a square bale. But the biggest challenge, one of the biggest challenges I've got, is how to pencil out a round bale. And I make much more money on square bales, even if it's really trashy hay. But I think that if I can get some really nice round bales, and I've got some ideas on some additional shelter. I don't like to put a round bale in my barn because I just feel like in a lot of ways they're potential fire hazards. And you know, in spite of your best efforts, every now and then you'll get a round bale with a green clump in it, and it probably never catches on fire, but I suppose it could. And I prefer to store the round bales outside when I make them. And so that's where the net wrap comes in, because it makes such a nice looking bale. I think that helps sell the bale. Just like my John Deere square baler, you know, it kind of buries the strings in the side of the square bale. Some people call it the John Deere stripe. And people see that when they come to buy my hay, and they see some really nice hay, and then they see that string pulled down tight into that bale, they're feeling pretty good about what they're buying. And I think a good tight round bale with net wrap on it would probably fetch me a better price, and you know, the perception of weather damage may be less of a concern if there's a you know, net wrap on it. And then another thing that I'm considering in the whole baler equation is if I went with the John Deere round baler, they have an option called B-wrap, and it's really expensive, but it's you know, at my age, it's cheaper using that stuff than maybe building a barn. Some people say you can build a barn for the cost of the net wrap over time, but the B-wrap is sort of like a Gore-Tex in my mind. It will allow moisture to escape, but it doesn't allow moisture to come in. And so some people that have really valuable hay. Maybe it's alfalfa, dairy alfalfa, and they're wanting to preserve that quality. While I don't gather it's used very often, the B-wrap is an option, and you can get. I think John Deere's the only one that's got it, and so it's something that I'm considering, and it is a potential selling point for a round bale of hay. Is that when you buy this hay, there would be minimal loss because of the B-wrap versus net wrap or twine, and it's an option on the John Deere baler. There's nothing you have to do, I'm to understand, to go from B-wrap to regular wrap. It loads the same. Everything's the same on it. I think it's a button push on the monitor to change it from B-wrap to regular wrap and vice versa. So, I'd say right now, if I was going to buy a round baler, John Deere would be number one. And there's some other contenders. I might do a video on window shopping a round baler at some point. But again, looking around in here, just an immense amount of undergrowth. What I'd like to do is fill my wagons, continue to sell off of them until we cut this, and what wagons I got, fill them up, park them in the barn, and be done with squares for the year, and then round bale the rest of this, and do the best I can with the round bales, and then in the course of the next couple of years, really do a number on these fields and bring them back to the glory days of super quality hay on this farm. And if I got a net wrap baler where I read about, I don't know if I believe some of this stuff or not. You guys with net wrap balers can tell me, but you hear about them knocking a round bale out, like one round bale a minute or less. And so they get on and off the field so quick with so many round bales. That in and of itself might open up the idea of doing more hay ground on this farm instead of just running a bush hog over it, providing I can sell the round bales at a reasonable profit. So anyhow, that's where I'm going to leave it. This video is probably longer than what I prefer. I'm not a great fan of super long videos. I like to try to keep them 9 or 12 minutes, and sometimes I bump up to 30 minutes or 20 or 45 and 1 hour minute videos are not appealing to me, not because the quality of the video that somebody else makes might be substandard. It's just even being in retirement, I don't feel like I need to sit down and watch a video for an hour. I don't watch TV at all, other than some news and maybe a little bit of sports, but mostly that's just figuring out what the scores are. But maybe I'll warm up to it. So, and also my YouTube brethren that comment on my videos, and if I'm not commenting on yours, I'm not watching a lot of YouTube right now. I'm kind of up to my ears doing other things. So, but I do watch and scan through videos. I'll try to give you a view, and but if you don't get a comment out of me, it's not because I'm not necessarily watching your videos. Sometimes there's nothing to comment about. Maybe a thumbs up is all that it needs. But and I don't look. I'm not into Christmas card comments. So you leave a comment and I leave a comment. You send me a Christmas card, I send you a Christmas card, and vice versa. And so I don't take offense if people don't comment on my videos. I appreciate the ones that do. I read all the comments, but I'd rather be out here working around on the farm than sitting around watching a YouTube video. So if I don't comment on your videos on a regular basis or at all, It's not that I don't watch them or scan through them. It's just I've got other fish to fry. So I'll just leave it right there. This is a longer video than probably I wanted to do, but it's a lot to talk about here on the farm. And we'll be into this, getting into this hay and trying to wind down the hay season for 2025. So stick with us and subscribe, hit the like button, comment if you feel like you need to or want to. Share the videos, that always helps. And we'll talk to you later.